Is sugar poison? A gentleman commented underneath one of my shorts where I told you about how to like fix some recipe with a trick that involved using some sugar. This gentleman commented, "Sugar is poison." Full stop, no reasoning, no nothing. And I wanted to dive into this a little bit today because I think it's very, very important for cooking and nutrition to like see where we stand in relation to sugar. Because if there is one like devilish like substance, if there is one like insidious substance that just like killing all of our gains and like destroying all of our health. Let me see if I have water. No, the fuck I don't. That's not a problem. Then it is sugar, because okay, let's do a little like rundown, little healthcare system rundown. So in the 1990s, there were companies, a bunch of companies that either, I don't know, either they were the sugar companies themselves or they made foods with sugar, whatever the fuck. They bribed scientists with not millions of dollars, but thousands of dollars, just a couple of thousand, I think like $6,000 or something. And the scientists accepted the bribe, and they basically found data that showed that dietary fat was bad for you. This turned out to be a complete, utter fucking scandal. You can see obesity rates since since like just in America, period. And you'll see that it goes like this, is this 1990s, bah. And now, I don't even know what the fuck, like 1 in 3 Americans are obese, something ridiculous like that, just something like absolutely abhorrent like that, like it's really, really bad. And I'm not even doing the thing of like, oh, haha, all obese people are just fucking lazy and whatever. I'm not saying it as like, oh, look at all these, look at all these idiots for being obese. I'm saying this is like an absolute travesty. This is an illness. You wouldn't make fun of like a fucking, someone who has like, I don't know, leprosy, like, haha, look at this leper over here, lol. Like, you wouldn't do that. So I'm not going like, oh, fuck all these obese people or whatever. Now, obviously, there's a lot that you can control, and this video is probably talking about that. And sugar is one of the main things there. But I'm just, let's be a little bit nice. It's a fucking disease. Obesity is really, really cringe, and it's not an accident now that so many people are obese. These studies were conducted. The food pyramid, the fucking gay ass food pyramid. Okay, I need to stop swearing because I don't know how demonetization works, or if that still like affects a thing. But if I want enough people to learn from this, then I can't just be saying shit and fucking retard all the time. So, anyways, the very uncool food pyramid that was made, where the bottom is bread, grains, and pastas and cereal, 6 to 11 servings a day, 6 to 11 fucking servings. This means 6 to 11 slices of bread a day, 6 to 11 like fucking fistfuls or handfuls of like quarter cup serving of like oats and pasta and whatever the fuck else. Right above that was fruits and vegetables, which is actually fruits and vegetables are really, really based in red-pilled phytochemicals, anti-nutrients, plants are designed to kill us, artificial fertilizer. So just ignore all the carnivore fear-mongering, because there are like 3 people in the world who have survived consistently on carnivore. There's like three people in the world who can afford fucking carnivore consistently for like over the span of decades. And all the things like, it's very, very wishy-washy. Like, for example, one of the main things in carnivore is that, oh wow, it cures acne, carbs cause really shit acne. This, my skin may look fucking awful. This is by far, in a way, the clearest it's ever been. Including when I was doing, okay, granted, I never did like full proper carnivore for a long time, but even when I was eating like markedly lower carb, this, like, you see this scarring over here, this redness, it was so much fucking worse. Right now, the funny thing is, right now I don't give a fuck about my diet for these few months, just because I'm setting up like a cooking program and like making these videos, and I'm just focused basically on 100% going in on the culinary side of things now, so I don't really care about nutrition as much. I will care about nutrition going into winter, because starting to cut, I'm gonna put on a bunch of fucking weight over the past year, and now I'm gonna cut that down. But right now, I don't give a fuck. I eat carbs, I eat seed oils, fuck you. And my skin is the clearest it's ever been, by far and away. I also am doing the least, oh, there's like one clear pimple here, right there, but there's not been a single time where I've done less like skincare than now. I have all the products, Laneige cream, skin, fucking facial toner, cleanser, whatever, it they just basically don't work. Like, they make your skin look a little bit better, but they don't clear acne whatsoever. For me, it just used to be really, really shit, and now it's gotten better, and it's, like, migrated to my back and whatever. But, so the carnivore cures acne thing, for some people who may have an immune response or an inflammatory response, maybe, but, like, again, I'm just looking at this now, and I'm just absolutely amused and bewildered because my acne has never been more gone and more fucking clear. This fucking, okay, the one thing is fucking dandruff or something, dog. That's not good. But anyways, so health-wise, I'm doing absolutely fine with that carnivore. And so where were we on the food pyramid? The fruits and vegetables tier, like 6 to 8 servings of fruit, 3 to 4 servings of vegetable. I think that's what they said. And that's like, okay, that's like, sure. Maybe a bit too much fruit, maybe a bit too much vegetable. Like, maybe you don't need as much as they say, but, like, no one gets fat from eating vegetables and no one gets fat from eating fruit. People do get fat as fuck from eating bread, pastas, and cereals, and sugars. And the fact that cereals are in the same fucking category where it's basically just sugar, and sometimes they, like, put fiber in there just so they can say it has fiber, is a little bit comical. Other than that, there's the dairy tier, dairy above fruits and vegetables. No mention of meat or protein yet, just fucking trust us, bro. Again, this is from 1990. Then there's dairy with like 3 to 4 servings, in which you're supposed to have like 9 billion fucking yogurt things which you like squeeze into your mouth. Very, very good lesson they're teaching young kids. Like, such an interesting fucking format. They just decided to make it like a tube that, like a plastic tube that you fucking squeeze. While like a couple hundred years ago, there was like I don't know, we had like, a couple would have a child and they would like toss it like a marrow bone and just like go fucking gnaw on that marrow bone. Sure. Basically, the second child mogs the first child because the first child eats fucking Go-Gurt squeezable, which is literally just no fat, so it's not even good for your hormones. No fat, just sugar, fucking dog shit, and they count that as dairy. But I digress. They were tasty. I was young not that long ago. They were very tasty, but I digress. The flavored sugared yogurt thing shouldn't be considered a health food because it's not. But other than that, the dairy suggestion is pretty good. What's not good is that they also do like fucking American cheese and all these like cheese blends that are like covered in potato starch and whatever the fuck, and I don't know, like that's obviously a very, very different quality of food than is like milk, even if it, like, whether it's raw. I was just looking at a fucking interesting thingamabob on my foot. I don't even fucking know what that is. Like some callus or something rubbing from my shoe. Anyways, there's the fucking milk of any sort. It doesn't have to be raw. It can be raw. Don't blame me if you shit yourself from like drinking raw milk because of pasteurization. It well and truly doesn't really matter. So milk is very good. There's then raw cheeses, which are very, very good. And by raw cheeses, it doesn't have to be a fucking cringe little health maxer thing. Raw cheeses can literally just be like pecorino romano, grana padano, parmigiano, and like a bunch of others. Like, there are a lot of raw cheeses out there, and any likes elbow pain. And then a bunch of like other whole cheeses. That's the dairy tier. The dairy tier is cool, but the ordering is kind of fucked, and the fact that 6 to 11 servings of dairy, of grains, is like insane. And then there's like I think after that is the meat section. After dairy is just meat section, or in the protein section actually, and not even the meat section. Because they say avoid fatty meat, so the fucking meat recommendations is like 3 ounces of lean poultry, so 3 ounces raw of a chicken breast, which like that's enough maybe for a small to medium sized dog for one of its 2 meals. but I don't know about like full grown humans who are fucking 180 pounds, 200 pounds. Um, and then in that same category, it's like eggs. So if you have one egg, it's because don't have more than one egg because cholesterol. Woo. So one egg is considered a adequate protein source, and then there's like beans and fucking lentils in the same category as meat. Beans and lentils, great for you if you can digest them and tolerate them. Amazing for you, really tasty as well if you make them properly. Staple part of many cultures and many fucking foods. But it's not the same as a meat. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same amount of like micronutrients and whole complete proteins and whatever the fuck. So, and then after the meat section, which is like this is like it's interesting because at the top of the pyramid in like this is a good angle. I see why all the fucking YouTubers like just constantly have their elbows bent. Because it makes you look like twice the size. Okay, so anyways. Okay, so and then at the top there's like refined sugars, refined fat, and fats. And by fats they mean like butter, Crisco, shortening, anything, just anything, and then sugars. And they actually do put refined sugars in the top tier. So you may think, okay, well, the government's already saying, or the FDA, because the government sounds fucking cringe Instagram commenter, but so the FDA recommendations before this current administration, because currently the food pyramid basically got flipped, they were saying already that, what's it called? Yeah, refined sugars are bad and should be limited. So then everything is okay, right? No, because most of the food you see in like a grocery store and a gas station is refined sugar. There's so many companies, there's so many brands that are just like actual slop that and everyone says slop about everything. I don't use that word lightly. It's literally just slop because it's a fucking little Twinkie donut, powdered sugar, whatever the fuck, and it's not even like an artfully crafted pastry. There's no like culinary innovation that went in that. It's just like a machine created powdered donut. So this is the advice that people have been living off for a long time, and now everyone seems to be recognizing things, and everyone seems to be like, oh fuck yeah, yay. Now we know. And then RFK Jr., who I don't know any, apparently there's some like brain worm, whatever, haha, he sounds funny. I don't care about the political aspect of it, I just really don't. But he did release a new food pyramid, which interests me because I'm into all things, again, food, culinary, and nutrition. So this fucking guy just basically flipped the food pyramid on itself and made meats the top of the food pyramid, high-fat meats like ribeyes. Ribeyes are like the most meta state, like everyone's like, I know ball because I eat ribeye, like, good job. So there's all that, and then below that there's like the fruits and vegetable tier, and then below that there's the fucking actually the dairy may even be more important in this pyramid than the fruits and vegetables, but those are kind of interchangeable, I think. And then there's the grains at the very bottom, basically, or there's grains at the very top, and then there's like just avoid this shit is the basically added sugar foods. Is this a better food pyramid than the old one? Absolutely. Undeniably, yes. And so, when the gentleman commented, sugar is poison, I understand where he's coming from. Because sugar has been the bane of many ladies and gentlemen in America and across the world. So, of course, yeah, I sympathize with this comment. Where it gets a little bit challenging is in cooking. Because in cooking, it's not like restaurants just add fucking hundreds of grams of sugar to their food just because. It's not, they do that with butter, but not with sugar. It's not like we just add sugar to everything and we're poisoning you and therefore don't cook. Yeah. But I don't think anyone's arguing that. I think what people are arguing for more is that using sugar in general is cringe and gay. Desserts are bad. Don't do it. There you kind of have to you kind of have to make up your own values with that. In my humble opinion, sugar serves so many more purposes in the culinary world than it does just in like the nutrition world, because nutritionally sugar does basically fucking nothing for you except as a pre-workout, and there's glucose, like, it's like instantly it gives you a boost. It's kind of like it gives you a boost, but it can very easily lead to eating too many calories, too much. And as someone, like, my diet right now is shit, again, just because I'm setting up stuff with my program and just focusing on cooking more and more. My diet right now is not dialed in whatsoever. It will be in about a couple of months when anyways, I'm gonna move back to beautiful Cleveland, Ohio for my second year of university, and there, let's just say the options will be much more limited, so I'll be forced to eat healthier just by default. But basically, sugar does fuck all for you health-wise. Performance-wise, it can be good, and that's why you see all athletes sipping on, like, Gatorade, Powerade, whatever, electrolytes, and also quick digesting carbs, which usually is just sugar. If you're really tapped in, you know, like dextrose, grape, solo cukor in Hungarian, which translates to grape sugar, but it's just dextrose, and that can, like, go to your brain really quickly, and that can, like, make you more alert and perform better. So it does have some merit there. For long-term health, it has zero fucking benefit whatsoever. So I think the optimal way, really, like, objectively, if we were to make it the best way for a human to consume sugar, it would be for special occasions and for desserts. I would also like to make a new law that under any dessert video, if someone fucking comments, sugar is bad for you, this is bad, this is unhealthy, you just get insta-banned. No appeal, you're just gone. Because no one's arguing that this is a health food, no one's arguing that sugar is really healthy for you. This is a special occasion thing. Now, for the gentleman holy fucking Devon Larratt moment. I think you can see my pronator a little bit, okay. The development is going strong. Vitaly, we're coming for you. Okay, but basically, for the gentleman who commented, I understand you and I sympathize with you. Do I stand by what I said in the, what's it called? In the potato video? Yes, absolutely. If you oversalt a mashed potato, add like a teaspoon to a tablespoon of sugar. Not too much. Like a teaspoon to a tablespoon is anywhere from 3 grams to 15 grams daily allowance. And that's like in a big portion. And your daily allowance of sugar, like if you're healthy, is like fucking 30 grams. So it's not the biggest deal in the world. You put that in. You know where the sugar is coming from. It's not being put in by little evil goblins that are just like pumping corn syrup into all your food. You know exactly where it's coming from, and it's there. You eat it, and it's way better. It's a way better, more enjoyable experience. And I would rather take the 0.0002% progress towards cancer rather than eat an oversalted mashed potato. Just personally, because I am not going to eat the oversalted mashed potato. But that's not a problem you should worry about, because it's very, very hard to oversalt potatoes. At that time, I flew a little bit close to the sun. Under dessert videos, if I see that comment, you're getting reported for terrorism, because none of us are trying to argue that sugar is healthy. It's not. For a special occasion thing, it's just like drinking. Like if under a video of like a fine wine being presented, like a professional sommelier presents like a really good wine, some retard is gonna comment, actually alcohol is unhealthy. Yes. Yes. That doesn't take away from the artistic value of like this aging these fine wines and like having them in these barrels and like the bourbon, whiskey, and whatever, and like the cocktails. Like if anyone, like no one comments, actually alcohol is bad for you under the cocktail videos, because they look cool and it's like a masculine aesthetic, like, haha, whiskey, shall we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight? Indeed, I believe so. Dishonored reference. But when it comes to desserts and when it comes to cooking, the fucking geniuses of the world go like, actually, it's like a video of a cake of like some, like, I don't know, Korean lady making a traditional cake, and it's like, actually, did you know sugar is bad for you? Really? Like, wow, I would never have guessed. So, no one's disagreeing with you. It's just the timing is incorrect. It's kind of like going to a party and saying, hey guys, did you know clubbing and alcohol and drinking and late nights is actually bad for you, and staying up late is bad for you? Uh-huh. Yeah, we do, bro. Good. Nice seeing you too. Now, like, leave. So, everyone's under the same, now that we're under the same supposition, or now that we're all under the same pretense or whatever the fuck, now that we all know, and we're not trying to deny that sugar is bad for you. Yes, sugar is bad for you. In desserts, it's absolutely vital. It's absolutely essential in some desserts for an airier texture, for certain baking and caramelizing properties, and just for the flavor. And desserts is such a big part of cooking, and cooking in itself is such a big part of like humanity, that in that case, that's where you should not be removing sugar from your diet. You should be removing sugar from your diet in little snacks and little shits, like what's it called? This here, I have this beautiful iced coffee with honey. Is honey, okay, people like honey, but is this necessary? Fuck no. So if anything, I should be removing this from my diet in favor of like a big baking project or like a big cake at a special occasion event. Why am I having this? It's a really good question. Really, is this cope? Yes. However, wait, there's no how. Yeah, this is bad. I shouldn't be having this. But it's very tasty. It is very tasty, and this specifically is honey, so it doesn't really illustrate my point. So, but these types of things, like these little daily beverages and little fucking snacks, that's where they are absolutely right, the commenters, in saying that sugar is poison. That's what we should be aiming to remove, and I'm gonna be removing this by drinking it. But when it comes to like big desserts and big like other things like that, in that case, sugar isn't poison, just the same way that you wouldn't say like, did you know alcohol is bad for you under a fucking video of like a sommelier or like a barista making a fine, like really cool cocktail. That's my line of thinking there.